This is our revenge game, Raider Nation. We're going into Lucas Oil Stadium, playing against the Colts. Last time we played them, it was Jeff Saturday's head coaching debut, and he absolutely embarrassed us. We got to get him back, and this is the squad to do it. This game is huge for both teams. There's playoff implications for both of us. We're coming in 7-8. The Colts are 8-7, and they're in our path to the playoffs. So we got to kick the piss out of them, move them out the way, and move on to the Broncos. But this game, we got to make sure that we come in ready, come in prepared, and come in ready for a physical game against this Colts team. So do me a favor, smash that like button if you want to see us just absolutely beat the piss out of these Colts, because we need this to keep our hopes alive. And at the same time, if you could, please subscribe, turn on those notifications. You guys have been doing amazing for me, and I can't thank you guys more for what you guys have done over the last few weeks. So let's kind of get into this. I'm going to break this game down. I'm going to go over the injury report. I'm going to go over my main keys to victory, and then things that I'm watching for, some matchups that I'm watching out for. So first and foremost, here's a big question. Do you think not only can we beat the Colts, but do you think we can win out? Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think we can win out these next two games and keep our playoff hopes alive? Now, look, the Colts are coming off of a pretty tough loss against the Falcons. Their offense only put up 10 points. They gave up 29 to a Falcons offense that really has been still trying to find their identity. The Falcons were able to get to Gardner Minshew. They sacked him 6 times. I believe they hit him 11 times. So we should be able to put the hurt on Gardner Minshew, and we have to have a chance at winning this game. You know, Michael Pittman was out last week, but I believe he's coming back this week, and Michael Pittman is his number one target. He's been his number one target ever since Minshew's kind of been on that field, and so he's going to be a big threat to us on Sunday. And then, you know, I know Jonathan Taylor hasn't been the monster back that he's been showing in the past, but no matter what, you got to focus on him and you got to stop him. Because, again, I'll go into it in the injury report, but there's a big injury. That means that we're going to see a lot more Jonathan Taylor. So Patrick Graham in our defense, we got to make sure that we're focused and ready to stop that kid. And now, look, our Raiders were coming off an amazing win against the Chiefs. You know, I want to make sure that our emotions don't get ahead of us. You know, the Chiefs, it was a huge win on Christmas Day. Put that behind you. Don't let those emotions just carry over, because sometimes that could hurt you. Let's make sure that we're ready for this Colt team. Now, our defense is coming off back-to-back games with 2 touchdowns. Can they keep that up? Most likely not, but I want to see that energy. I want to see that confidence, that swag that we've been carrying for many weeks now, and bring that to the Colts. But defense is coming off back-to-back weeks with 2 touchdowns. Let's keep that thing rolling as much as we can. You know, we have 7 sacks in the last 2 games, thanks to Max Crosby, thanks to Malcolm Koonce. Malcolm Koonce has been showing up and showing out. We got to keep that up. And then, look, that Zamir White's been just a stud the last couple of weeks. You know, against the Chargers, we passed a lot against that game. Aiden O'Connell had a great game against the Chargers, but last week we had to really rely on the back of Zamir White, and he popped off 145 yards. So let's see more of that. You know, and again, I'm going to go into the injury report, but there's a good chance we might see more of Zamir White. But even if Josh Jacobs can go, let me know in the comments down below. Do you want to see more Zamir White? I dropped a video just yesterday kind of on this topic, and there's been mixed emotions regarding what the comments say. Let me know in the comments below. Do you want to see more Zamir White, even if Josh Jacobs is suiting up and ready to go? So let's take a look at the injury report. All right. Actually, you know, before I go through that, one last thing I want to say is this is a very favorable matchup for us. This sets up really well. You know, the Colts defense is struggling. Our offense is struggling, but one of the weak points of this Colts defense is their run defense. Their run defense has been struggling. And so I think even if Josh Jacobs doesn't suit up, if Zamir White can produce the way he did last week, I think we got ourselves a good chance, and our defense should be able to do some work on this Colts offense. So this is a very favorable matchup, and I'm excited for this game to see what our Raider team can do. Let's get to the injury report. Josh Jacobs is doubtful. Again, my last video, I kind of touched on this. He's got a quad injury that's been really plaguing him for the last 3 weeks. And so Antonio Pierce came out. He said it's a game time decision. That's what I heard. One of the guys in the comments in my previous video said Antonio Pierce ruled him out. I think he is still a game time decision, but let me know in the comments below if you've heard different, if Josh Jacobs is officially ruled out. But last time I checked, I think he's a game time decision with that quad injury. Michael Mayer has been ruled out. And then you got Colton Miller, Jermaine Illuminor, Andre James. They've all been limited, but I think they're good to go. I think we should see them ready for this game. And then you had Greg Van Roten, which is our guard. He hasn't practiced all week. It's a non-injury. Label that he has right now. So they say it's a personal thing going on. So look, I hope that changes. Let's see if he's on the practice squad. Today is Saturday morning. Let's see if he does, go through some walkthroughs this Saturday and maybe he's able to play. But I think he should play. I don't see any, it's a non-injury label for him. So let's just hope he plays because we need him. And then let's look at the Colts. The Colts, Zach Moss is out, which again, that means we're going to see a full dose of Jonathan Taylor. Kenny Moore, which is one of their starting corners, he's going to be most likely out with a back injury. He hasn't practiced all week, so that's going to be huge, for our offense. And then DeForest Buckner, he's been out with a non-injury, and so he hasn't practiced all week. So let's see. On game time whether or not he suits up. But if he doesn't play, that is huge for our run game. So that kind of breaks down the injuries. And here's my main keys to victory. All right, not all, because if I put all my keys to victory on here, I'll be having you guys on here for 30 minutes. I don't want to do that to you. But here's my main keys to victory, and then we're going to look at the offensive side. First and foremost, pound the rock. Pound the rock with Zamir White, with Josh Jacobs if he suits up. Pound the rock because the Colts have a weak run defense. They gave up 177 yards to the Falcons last week. We need to expose this run defense. Second is Bo Hardery. Get your cover 3 beaters ready. We know Gus Bradley. Gus Bradley was our offensive coordinator in the past, just recently. We know what kind of defense he runs. So get those cover 3 beaters. He runs a soft cover 3. That means the seams, the flats are going to be open all day in play action. Get those cover 3 beaters ready. And then number 3 is we need tempo throws. We have to get Aiden O'Connell, just his momentum going. Last week we tried it with some slant routes. Some throws were behind, some throws were dropped. Bo Hardery, you need to dial up very early in the game. Some hitch routes, maybe some screen passes, maybe some swing routes to the backfield. Something that just allows, it's like a shooter in basketball, right? You might go 0 for 5, but the moment you see that ball go in, it doesn't matter if it's a little 5-foot jumper. It doesn't matter if it's a little 7-foot jumper, something simple, something easy. If you see that ball go in, now your rhythm starts to catch. And so that's what we need to see out of Aiden O'Connell. Just give him some easy throws, some tempo throws to our receivers, even to our running backs. Let them see the ball caught by the receivers and get that confidence level up. So I want to see that early. And then, look, Gus, we know Gus Bradley. He rarely blitzes. All right, I think he blitzes the least in the league right now at roughly around 15%. We need to make sure that we utilize a play action, because when you don't blitz a lot, that means you can utilize that play action. That play action sucks up the linebackers, especially in that cover 3, which means a second safety's coming up into the box. You might see him suck up on the run. Open up those seam routes, open up the flats, utilize the play action, and use these short down yardages to your favor. That's 2nd and 2, that's 2nd and 3. Those short yard situations when you're ahead of the sticks, utilize that to your advantage. Run the play action, open up those seams, open up those flat routes, and take advantage of it. And then lastly, score 20 points. If our offense can score 20 points, I think we win this ball game. With how well our defense is playing and with the trend of them scoring on defense, if we can pop in another defensive touchdown, if the offense can put up 20 points, I think we have a really good shot at winning this ball game. Let me know in the comments below what your keys to victory is. Remember, these are just my main keys to victory, not all of them. I may have skipped a few, but those are my main keys to victory in the offense. Let me know in the comments below what your keys to victory are as well if they don't match up with mine. I'd love to hear them. And let's start on the defensive side. Keys to victory on the defense. My main keys. 1, bring pressure all day. Don't sit back in a soft zone. Don't let Gardner Minshew gain some momentum. Bring the heat, bring the pressure all day long. The Colts gave up 6 sacks last week to the Falcons. We got Max Crosby. We got Malcolm Koonce. Tyree Wilson is starting to really get a little momentum on the inside of that interior. Bring the heat, get to Mark Gardner Minshew, put the pressure on him. And then disguise coverages. Make Gardner Minshew think. We did a great job last week against the Chiefs in disguising coverage. That 4th down stop late in the game where Nate Hobbs batted the ball down, our linebackers walked up and disguised that coverage. They walked up, they showed a blitz, and then 2 came, 1 fell off. We did a great job of disguising coverages. We need to do that again against this Colts team. Make Gardner Minshew think. Make him audible or make adjustments late in the play clock and make him panic a little bit. And so bring pressure, disguise coverages. And last but not least, shut down Jonathan Taylor, shut down Michael Pittman. Those are their 2 threats. Those are the 2 main threats that this Colts offense relies on. Shut them down. You can, by doing that, bring the box or stack the box, disguise some coverages, bring the heat, and make sure you get them in those 3rd and long situations. And then, hey, it's no secret. We need to keep Koonce on the edge. Malcolm Koonce needs to basically play 80% of the game. I'd almost say 90% of the game coming off that edge. I mean, I don't know how we can put Tyree Wilson out there. I mean, because this game is so huge, because there's still playoff implications on the line, as much as we need to see Tyree Wilson progress, we also need to put Tyree Wilson in the best spot for him to find success. And for me right now, I think it's on the interior. Let Malcolm Koonce eat off the edge. Keep him there. And then continue to play penalty-free football. That's the biggest thing. We are one of the least penalized teams in football right now. We need to keep it up, especially on the defensive side. Minimize the penalties. Do not give them free downs. Don't give them free yards. Don't bail them out on a 3rd and long with a pass interference call. Minimize the penalties. Put them in situations that they got to find their way out of. So minimize those penalties. And last but not least, defense, keep bringing the heat. Keep bringing the heat. Shut these boys out. Kick the piss out of them, and let's move on to next week. Keep doing what you do, defense. Keep flying around. Keep hitting everything in sight, and we can go out with a win. Let the offense do what they do. Let's see if they can work their way out of it. But at the end of the defense, just keep up what you're doing. Let me know in the comments down below what your keys to victory are. Again, these are my main keys. If I missed anything, I'd love to hear from you guys. But the key matchups, what am I looking out for? The number one thing is there's 2 games left. Bo Hargree, you are going up against the worst defense you've probably seen in a few weeks. This defense is not very good, and Gus Bradley sits in a cover 3, a soft zone. I need to see you dial something up for this Raiders offense. All right. So I want to see Bo Hargree. How does he match up against this Gus Bradley defense? Can we get this thing going a little bit? That is my main key. That's what I want to see. This defense is balling. We understand what we have in the run game. I want to see in these last 2 weeks what Bo Hargree is going to do to kind of make his case to potentially be the offensive coordinator next year. I don't think he's going to be, but he's still fighting for that job. Bo Hargree, show us what you got. That's my main key. That's my main matchup I'm looking out for this week. Let me know what you're looking out for in the comments below. Let me know what matchups you're looking out for and what you want to see in this game and you're looking forward to looking out for against the Colts. Again, guys, this is kind of my breakdown of the game, my scouting report. I appreciate you guys. If you stuck with me this long, please like the video, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 2,500 to do that giveaway. And if you guys can help me do that, I definitely appreciate you. Guys, enjoy the game. Let's beat the hell out of these Colts. Let's give our Raider team some more life, more motivation to get in that Broncos game and beat the piss out of them as well. Make sure that you look out for me after the game. I'm going to hit you guys with my instant reaction video. So, guys, enjoy the game. Let's beat the hell out of the Colts. Let's keep our playoff hopes alive. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out.